Well, welcome back, folks. It's another edition of the Housecoat Chat by Justice Truth. Yes, folks, it's been a crazy week, almost, I believe, a week, maybe a little longer since I made a video. But here I am today, well, because I can't rototiller. My rototiller is not working right. It worked well the other day, can't keep it running today. Anyways, that gave me an excuse to make a video. But the garden is almost ready to be planted. Yes, folks. All I could say is what a crazy week from a gas pump sexual assault, I guess. I don't know. I feel bad for the pump, and it makes me think twice about grabbing that handle. Oh, yes, the things we see on the internet blows away anything we could ever see in a book, right? I mean, it's amazing. The internet, it is so wild. And anyways, I mean, a shout out to world peace. We might have a little bit better in the world now, thanks to the supreme leader in Iran flying into a fog with a helicopter. We may never know the true extent of that incident. It could be CIA, Mossad, or it could just simply be pilot error. Either way, folks, the world is a little better today with a soulless succubus of a person that lives in the ivory tower above us. Right? It may be in Iran, but he is no different than Justin Trudeau in my mind. Yes, different countries, different little bit of things of schematics or whatever, but the point is the world's a better place now that a certain individual is gone. Anyways, I hope Trudeau has a safe flight wherever he flies, considering he's using the Canadian military to keep his stuff running. And judging by all that, I am not going to condemn the people that are trying their best in the Canadian military, the rank and file, the boots on the ground, the guys that are fixing things and everything else and trying to keep the army tight, while the people above party and waste the money away and invest in things like DEI and all that wonderful stuff. Our military in Canada, because of its supreme leaders of the Liberals, the Ivory Tower people, our military is a joke, but not the people that are in it, that are the rank and file, the boots on the ground. Let me be clear. I salute those that are trying to do their best. If it was me, I'd ask you to leave to prove a point to the government. But then again, I digress. However, let's move on, folks, to other things. I understand the Supreme Court of Canada clamped down and crushed the narrative by the Liberal Party on invoking the Emergencies Act against the trucker convoy, considering what we have seen in the last couple of years since that Freedom Convoy. Remember the little riot in Montreal, folks? What happened to those Antifa Black Panthers? Right? What happened to them? They destroyed windows, shouted everything out. Yet the government says beware of a plastic figurine that is shaped like a goat, that time travels, and his name is Philip, and don't give him Coke. All right? Wow. Maybe Philip and Justin Trudeau have the same dealer. Think about that, people. Think about it. Yes, and another thing. What is with everybody trying to have another week of what? Rainbow Brigade stuff? I am not going to go into it too long, other than to say that, bull, you guys have saturated me to the point that I do not care. Want to acknowledge your existence, and I don't mean that in a negative way. Is that is so much out there that you guys are promoting that I've lost any kind of interest. I think you're bullying. I think you're beating people up by this constant barrage of stuff that you keep bringing up as a week of this, a day of that, a month of this, and a season. Enough, please. There's only so much average people can take, right? I don't care. I don't care what you do in the bedroom. I do care what you do at the gas pump. Don't be the old guy, all right? Don't be caught around a gas pump with your pants down and your pecker in your hand. That's all I will say. Enough of that extra stuff that you guys are doing. You have the month of June. Celebrate it all there. Cram it all in that month. Do it, please. All the other days, leave for Father's Day, Mother's Day, veterans, even Black Month, right? The month of February. And why do the blacks get February and the pride people get June? Should be the other way around because in the States they have that unintentional holiday called June 19th, Juneteenth, whatever, right? The 19th of June, uh, I believe it's the day that they freed the slaves in America. And guess what, folks? For all you clamoring on what happened in the United States with the history of it, and he actually, if you do a deep dive and don't do clickbaits and everything else, guess what you will see? Slavery still exists. I just saw stuff in Africa rounding up people to sell. The Middle East still sells people. They're still trafficking people. Have you seen the sounds of freedom? Children, women, people are being trafficked worldwide into slavery either through forced labor or the sex stuff, right? This needs to stop, and we need to quit roaring about the history. And speaking of history, now I understand in Canada we had our moments where we were tearing down statues like John A. Macdonald saying he's racist and everything else. Well, guess what? A couple hundred years ago, the world's different than it is today. Truly is, but all you armchair quarterbacks in the safety of your own little living room, whatever it is that you are behind your keyboard, typing in John A. McDonald's a racist. I know it because I had a clickbait 5 minute interview and I listened to it, and he said John A. McDonald was a racist. Well, you know what? He may be many things, but he united a country, built a country, and there's always going to be some kind of negativity regarding any historical figure, right? I mean, wow. I mean, I'm even learning about Adolf Hitler a little bit. I'm not like I dive down and I'm absorbing everything he's ever written. I tried reading my Kampf. He's too boring of a writer. But for all the teachings that I've been told about Adolf Hitler growing up, and then I hear stuff that's a little bit different than the narrative, and then I dive down and it's starting to go a little this way. Not to be fair to the history that I've been taught, yes, Jewish people died, and it's a disgrace to this whole world that we allowed it to happen. But the narrative behind the whole story of World War II, even World War One, folks, I mean, there is so much stuff going on. And remember, it is the victor that always writes the history. It is. All right. And also, what is going to happen to all the wonderful women out there if we keep allowing these weak male individuals entering women's competition by claiming that they are women solely on the basis of, it's my word, I feel like a woman. And you allow them to enter a race to take away opportunities from true blooded females. You know, the better half, girls, women, mothers, your sister, all those things with the big bouncy jugs and the, you know what, down below. There should never be Franken beans in a women's competition, especially when it's like swimming, tennis, whatever, basketball. If it's a mixed social league, even a mixed professional league, fine. You can have it that way. But have you seen what happened when they tried to do a trans mixed hockey game? It was devastating. Have you seen the female volleyball players that got spiked by a male counterpart pretending to be women? She had a concussion. How about the dart woman refusing to throw darts because somebody else was a man pretending to be a woman? It's a shame. You know what? I really, really like Buck Angels. I really like Julie Mulatto. They are the transgender people that I listen to and I have some respect for because they have dialogue. They answer questions. Yes, Buck answered. I asked him a question, he answered, but the amount of people, the white liberal woman screaming at me, how dare I ask that question? And yet Buck wasn't offended by it because I was just generally curious. And that's all dialogue should be. It's a curiosity of something that is interest to you, defies you, defiles you, whatever, right? It's a curiosity that you need to ask a question. And if you want to keep the horse blinders on, you want to cover your eyes, cover your ears, so you hear no, see no, say no, whatever it is, You are truly a terrible person. Open your mind, folks. Open your heart. Let the love shine through and let the positivity shine, folks. Let's spread out that good positivity. This is Justice Truth. A little milder today, quite a different a lot of topics. But you know what? Everybody, do your part. If something bugs you, raise your voice. Thank you. Have a good day. This is Justice Truth for Housecoat Chat, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.